Peace and blessings. Shalom, my brother. How are you?
Shalom, shalom. Pretty good, man. Pretty
Yes,
good.
sir. Yes,
How
sir.
you doing?
Glad to meet up with you. I'm good. I'm good, brother. All praises to the Most High, man.
All praises, man, to the Most High.
So
Yes,
first
sir.
things first, most people know you as Dennis Delemar, but your Hebrew name is, if I'm correct, Yahuwah.
Yeah, Yahuwah side. Yep.
Yahuwah. Okay, okay.
hmm
So yes, sir. How you been, brother?
Man, I've been pretty good, man. Just recovering. All praise to the Most High. Recovering, man. I just got back to California, and it was a whirlwind. So now just trying to get acclimated back to you know um the day to day.
Yes,
So
sir. So
yeah.
are you based out in Cali? Where
Yeah,
you
I'm based
based
out
at?
in Cali. I've been out here since 2017. Now,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So for the people who don't know, man, tell us about who you are. Cause me myself, I know you. I stumble on you through social media. Big fan of your work. You know what I'm saying? I love your visuals. I love a lot of your work. But for the people who never met you before, just give a brief intro as to who you are.
yeah. Dennis Delamar, as Ox said, Yahuwah side, and so first and foremost, I would say, I'm a friend of Mashiach. You know what I'm saying? Messiah and servant. First, and so as you know, in addition to my gifts and talents. The Most High has given me the gift of. I started out in writing. I started out writing poetry and stuff like that, and so writing kind of developed into short stories, and now like movies and films and stuff. Um, so yeah, man, I've been just I think since 2011, I've been in a kind of like a really deep creative space. I started out in acting too, and so now Most High has developed me into um, making short films, making series, and onto my first feature. So yeah, man, I'm based out in Cali, um, and just loving Mashiach, man, and just I mean that's just it right there, man. Following the word. You know what
Yes,
I'm saying?
sir. Yes,
I mean that's
sir.
that's the I would say that's the love of my life before anything. And
Right.
then um, you know, one of the things I guess like early in my creative space, I was focused so much on the gift and like the talents and everything. And then, I started to learn that as your character developed, you actually become better in your endeavors or career or whatever. So, I've been like focusing more so on on my character because that bleeds into other things. You know what I'm saying? So that's just where I'm
Absolutely.
at right there, man, and hoping to, inspire and speak life to people. So
Right, right,
yeah,
brother. Let me just say, you're doing a fabulous job, man. All praises to the Most
yeah,
High.
praise to the Most
You
High.
never know who watches some of your work, who your work could reach. But I'm just here to let you know, keep doing what you're doing, man. As
Man,
one
appreciate
creator
that.
to the next, I respect that.
Appreciate
Um,
that, brother. Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
ask you. I know a gift from the Most High doesn't need any polishing or anything. It's there. It's like a diamond in the rough. But did you ever have any formal training?
Uh, Not really. Well, in acting, I did. When I went to school, because I just stumbled upon acting, so I took some acting and directing classes,
Right,
and so that was kind of like a little bit of formal training. But it's kind of one of those things where I think you have to learn like some technicalities, like like what does this do, and different things to hone your craft. But I think the natural, how they say like basketball players, there's some people that can just play,
right,
but
right,
but you can't at a certain point you can't rely on talent anymore. You have to kind of like make sure you do things right, and there's a way to do things. So I would just say school to hard knocks first, and then I had a
right,
little bit of formal training. It was like one summer course, and then after that it was kind of like learning. And my biggest thing is like kind of like learning under people. I'm a big fan of like you know linking with people that's already done it or doing it. and just like picking their brain, seeing, because I mean, you want to have your own thing, because that's why I say, like, a lot of um, some of my favorite directors, they never went to like film school, because you don't want to have like things in your head about how other people do things, but you do want to know,
Exactly.
you do want to kind of know like a little bit of how they do things as the aesthetics goes. So
Yes,
I'm
sir.
I'm a big friend. I mean, nowadays, shoot, with YouTube and books, man, it's like, man, you can
Watch
create
a
your
couple of
own
how-to
school.
videos, right?
Yeah, you create your own school, man, and learn if you diligent. Um, so yeah, man, I definitely think that need a little bit of training, and of course, the Most High teach you anything. So
That's right. That's right.
that's all.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
we might laugh now, but it's really is a niche segment of creators coming up now that never set foot in film school. And I myself, I'm one. I never been to film
Oh,
school.
yeah. Oh,
I
wow,
just
wow.
had, yeah, I just had that
Yeah,
burning passion to make something that I
yeah,
see wasn't out there.
yeah,
Like when I watch your films, I see something that I never seen before, and you touch
yeah,
on certain topics. Like, okay, that's relatable, but I haven't seen it out there. So it's almost like you fill the gap, and it's
yeah,
that
yeah.
spirit that you have that the Most High gave you. So I feel what
Right.
you're saying. Would you
Yeah.
recommend that to up and coming like Israelite people who want to do film, want to create some type of visual content? Would you recommend them to do the same things that we did, or should they go to school to develop and hone their craft?
Now, I would recommend them to do the same things we did, man. Just really, really find out what kind of story that you know is in you, that you need to tell, and then like see how to tell it, really. I mean, because it's like everybody, it's so many different similar stories, but everybody, like you said, everybody can tell it one different way. You may get the same script and then tell it a different way than I told it. So it's like, I'll recommend doing that. Just learn on the cuff, man, because when you go to film school, because actually was trying to go to film school. I actually got into New York Film Academy
Oh
and
wow.
flew to New York. Yeah, flew to New York
Yeah.
and was trying to get in there, and and the most I was blocking that joint, man, because I was trying to get the loan, all that, and I'm glad I didn't go. But at the time, I wanted to go because I felt like we're at a disadvantage of not knowing. But man, it's now like, and that was only like what, 2009. Yeah, that was 2009. So now, man, the world's progressed even more. So I mean, you get a cell phone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can start to make some movies, man.
Right.
So
Right.
um, yeah, I would recommend at this day and age, there's no really reason to spend that type of money to go to school. I'm just
Yeah.
keeping it real. It's no,
No,
it's no.
I agree with you. Talking about New York Film School, that's where I'm
Yeah,
located at. I'm in New York. I know exactly
okay.
where that is. That's
Yeah, yeah,
downtown
yeah,
Manhattan, right by the
yeah,
water. So
yeah,
I know
yeah,
where that is. But
yeah,
you made a point, brother, because who has money now and the time, especially with COVID, right? Who
yeah,
has the
yeah,
money and the
yeah.
time to sit down and go to film school? Life is moving so fast. Like next week, you don't know what could happen, much less next
Exactly,
year. So the time
exactly,
that you taking in film school, you could just jump in head first, so to speak, and learn. So I
exactly,
agree with you.
exactly, exactly.
So let me ask you, where do you see? Because there's a lot of other artists out there who are breaking, ground and doing good things out there. You have
Yeah,
brothers like Ron Dalton. He's doing his
yeah,
documentaries, Hebrews and Eagles.
yeah,
You
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah,
yourself. You have
yeah.
brothers like Brandon Jackson. He just did a film called Trap City, I believe.
Okay,
So
yeah, yeah,
this thing is growing,
yeah,
exponentially. Where do
yeah.
you see Israelite movies, or truth movies, as I like to call it? Where do you see it's going? Where do you see the future of it?
Um, I feel like it could, you know, always look at the positive. I think it's gonna explode. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's gonna explode because one of the things I always think about is like, you know, we connected to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these worldly movies, they don't even have uh they don't have no connection. A lot of that their inspiration is like, demonic, just to keep it real. And so the thing is I always thought like, because, like sometimes the narrative that I get, or that people like that, talk about film when it comes to Israelite film, is like, well, because, Hollywood and this and that we won't be able to get that type of shine and recognition, because it's not like we need the whole world to watch the movies. We only need the niche people to watch it. That every movie, not everybody goes to see it. So
Right.
I feel like there is going to be, no matter what, is going on, I still believe that the Most High wants to get um, that, if you will, I don't know if I can find a better word, but like propaganda out there, like truth out there, like to where
Yeah.
it's front stage, and we have our section in the thing that he built. You know what I'm saying? The house that he built to house entertainment and movies and stuff like that. So I just think that we have to believe that the Most High can do it and not compromise. Uh,
Mm.
to feel like, okay, well, we gotta go with Netflix, or we gotta go with this, we gotta go. I mean, now, like you said, the world's moving so fast. There's new opportunities to create, new things and stuff like that, and to where, and also, and to have that major impact on film, and it's only a matter of time. I feel like before, we hitting box office movies. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the content that the Most High has given me, because I always thought about it like, what, should we dumb it down because of the resources, or should we, increase our belief? You know what I'm saying? So,
Brother, that's
you know,
that struggle resonates in a lot of creators right now, because I'm thinking the same thing. Like, should we
yeah,
try to like give spoon feed them the truth and mix
yeah,
it up with a little bit of worldly stuff, or just give
yeah,
it to them straight, no chaser? Because it's
yeah,
hard. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. And my thing is, one of the things that maybe like a couple months ago, the Most High put me on. He was like, okay, you know, he gives us, sometimes he gives creative different things where it's like niche, meaning that it has like a niche audience. Then some things have wider appeal, but the things that I believe that are most effective, uh, and not to say that niche things aren't effective, but I'm talking about, like, if you're talking about mass numbers, things that are relevant, because people live in the real world. They want to know, well, what's that? How is that relevant to me, right? And so, so you see me kind of working on movies that like are, you know connected to the relevance of what's going on. you know uh it's just the Most High is showing me like, okay, like we gonna Trojan horse them. You know what I'm saying? You go Trojan horse them, and
right,
have that appeal to get people to, buy into it. But I
right,
think that's one of the things I think as creatives that people get lost, and I've got lost too, in that is we become so niche that we forget about that we're only like a small segment of people. You know what I'm saying? And that
hmm,
if we want to reach the lost, we have to like think outside of what we think is cool, and think about like, okay, but what is the streets talking about right now? Like, what is popular, not cater to that, but understanding that people, just like how the Most High did us. He knew we were where we were at, and he dealt with us right there, right on the spot, and then, took us in there. You know what I'm saying? Took us in, warmed us up, and then gave us the whole thing, kind of like what you said, spoon feeding them. But at a certain point, the spoon feeding is over. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna get the whole truth. So it's just an art. It's an art to it, an art to the marketing of it. You know what I mean?
right, right. I agree with you. Also,
Yeah,
we also got to remember too, man, that there's a scripture where Hamashiach is saying, "Them that are sick, them that are well, need not a physician." So,
exactly.
if we could be preaching to the choir if we making movies only for us. See, the whole
Exactly.
thing is for us to reach out to and push this word out to the people who don't know no better. So I think
Exactly.
it's a delicate tightrope we have to do, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. It is.
you
most
know,
definitely.
because and it's funny too because we are going back to what every telling stories goes back to the scriptures, man. Because
Oh
the
yeah.
whole idea when Hollywood was created, and they talk about writing a script, that script is shortened for scriptures. So
Mm,
movies came out of the scriptures. So we're
mm,
only doing what we know we were meant to do by the Mossad. So
exactly.
it's a tightrope, but I think we could do
Yeah,
it. Now on the
exactly.
business side of it, right? You say we're a niche audience, right? What do
Mm,
you think about us pooling together, right, within the
mm.
Israelite community to start like our own streaming app? And we don't have to bow down and cater to Netflix or Amazon or Hulu and so on. What do you think about us creating our own streaming platform?
You know what? I actually been thinking about that. I actually been thinking about that because I'm in connection with some writers, and it's a lot of dope writers, man. That like not just like, oh, I got an idea. They got some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so, um, I've definitely been thinking about the app thing. I just think that the thing with it, this is the only concern with the app thing, which I'm like I'm still for it, and hopefully y'all willing, we can move towards that. The thing is that marketing. So you got Israelites, which is a small segment of people, right? And to just keep it real, just being in business, I can see that it's like because of the numbers and because of that, it's not really like I'm just talking about business. It's not really sustainable. You know what I'm saying? Like to try to make, like okay, we're gonna like a Netflix type thing. Now, also, I feel like psychology wise, it's a tough thing for people to commit, even Israelites or whoever, to get out of Netflix or get out of Prime and to say, oh, who's this that I'm gonna get with? I'm gonna put my money, whatever, whether it's $5 or $7 or $10. So I feel like we have to have just really good content. I mean, really, that's just really what it is. We have to
But
really good content,
uh-huh.
fire content that makes people be like, yo, I gotta go see this. Not something like, I might check it later, or they gotta be like, no, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what we need to work on is like the content to draw people to be like, no, I have to, I gotta get connected. So, but I definitely think that's the next wave is to get to come together and have a service that we can have a variety of different things, but it has to be like it has to be the best. You know what I'm saying? Like because we see you know what the world is coming with, and I feel like just because we independent don't mean that we have to like it has to suffer on the quality. So we just have to
Right.
come with it. You know.
I agree with you because we going up against them, the mega monsters, the Amazon and the Netflix and whatnot. I mean, I'm not gonna say I was just gonna be like some Steven Spielberg, Michael Bay blockbuster type movies. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like you said, at least the content is very good. Whereat it appeals to us, and like you said, make people want to say, you know what? Enough of Netflix. Let me click on to, you know what I mean, this Israelite
Exactly.
app or whatever the case may be. So
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with that.
Yeah.
Um, Switching gears, let's talk about your project, right?
Okay.
Tell me about the new project you're working with, because that Black Wall Street project, it looked like it's a whole vibe for real.
Yeah.
Tell me what's
Yeah.
going on with that.
Yeah, so Black Wall Street, the American Nightmare. So it's about O.W. Gurley. O.W. Gurley is the founder, was the founder of Black Wall Street, and he brought the 40 acres, which later became the home of all the businesses, the 600 something odd businesses that Greenwood, Oklahoma. I mean Greenwood, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And so basically, it follows O.W. So O.W. in 1905, he has a dream about where the black community would be in the future in 2020, and so he goes through different eras of different time to see what's going on. And so it gives you, it's like I always thought about what would happen if like somebody from the past, from Jim Crow or something, came back and saw the different ages and see like what would they be saying, what would their commentary be. And so that's kind of what it is. And it's like a short project, a short version of proof of concept because we have a bigger film, which is of course Black Wall Street, and so it just educates people on what's going on with Black Wall Street and to see the relevance of like the Jim Crow era and how their mind state was, and
Right.
then see the difference of like right now. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people feel like, well, I don't want to talk about no slavery. I don't want to talk about Jim Crow. I don't want to talk about none of that. But their mind states were like, light years ahead of us right now. At least on the stages of like working together and creating opportunities and jobs and different things like that. So it's really a piece to really get people stirred up to want to separate. I would just say that. You know what I'm saying? To want to separate. And not in no crazy type of way, but just in a way like, we need to, love the Most High. We need to love each other and start to get back to the aspects of being able to work together. So that's what this project's about. We just finished it. It was only like a 4-day shoot, and so we're putting that together now, and we'll see what the Most High has planned to get that out. So
Con.
hopefully sometime 2021.
All praises, all praises. And what platform is that going to be out on?
I'm not sure yet. I mean, I have some ideas. We're thinking about, because we're really wanting to leverage this to really get things ready for our feature. So it's not it's not going to be like on my previous projects. I kind of came out on YouTube with it and stuff like that. So I don't foresee it being like a YouTube thing. And so we're just kind of exploring some other things and festivals and different things like that to kind of like just really start to stir up some things. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I definitely don't think it will be like a YouTube thing.
Right.
YouTube have its place for different things, but then sometimes it's like you put a lot of effort into things. You just don't want to just put it out there like that. Kind of want to just really
Yeah.
see how you can, maximize. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel where you're coming from. I feel like YouTube is more of a showcase, like your
yeah,
first couple of films just to get your name out there and whatnot. But I
yeah.
noticed you have some high quality projects out there, man. Like Beautiful Lust, that was a good one. The
Oh yeah,
Sacrifice,
oh yeah,
Land of Wonder. I
oh
mean,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
and yeah, I could tell
yeah,
you put time and energy and resources into that. So, don't get me wrong. I agree with you putting on YouTube to get it out there, but at some point, you do have to see a little ROI so you can continue to stay self-sufficient,
yeah, exactly,
And
exactly.
I was just talking to Ron. I interviewed Ron Dalton about
Okay,
this also, and he was saying the
yeah,
same thing. A lot of Israelites, they're in this free mentality where everything is for free, which we
yeah,
do understand that some things are for free, but it's a
yeah,
tight line we got to walk. Whereas now, when we're ready to present a hard-earned craft and the finished product, you might want some reciprocity. You might want some type of financial support.
yeah,
So
yeah,
too much YouTube, we could have, what I'm saying? It could break the people
yeah, yeah,
back
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
when it's time to push it out there, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that is because I mean not not every artist is the same, but I do feel like kind of like how Nina Simone said, we do have to reflect the culture of the time and put stuff that's available for people out there. But then there's some, I think it's really based off projects too. You know what I mean? Not every project is, should be free. You know what I'm saying? Every project shouldn't be free. You know what I'm saying? Like some projects that's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? And some projects like, you know what, the Most High movie to put that out there and let people have access to it. Okay, cool, man. So I think that it's a project by project basis. But I think Israelites do have that mentality. And I really just think that's black, just quote unquote so-called black people have that mentality of free. But then it's a flip side to that too, because for Michael Jordan shoes, people will pay what? You know what I'm saying? Like $200. So it's it's a psychological thing of like loyalty. And one of the things I think that I learned, which the Most High taught me, is to be aware of, and this is not anything to down our people, but it's just the fact that right now, validation. So when like a corporation or something, that's why people get celebrities or somebody to endorse a company because, oh yeah, oh he wearing it, okay, I can wear it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that type of thing. So if nobody really is endorsing that is credible in their eyes, is endorsing it, then people don't trust it. And so I think that uh, we have to be aware of that. And I think that will help because that's just human, kind of like human type nature. But I feel like the more Israelite, whether it's filmmakers and artists come together, it'll give more weight to the work that we doing, that we not in competition with each other, and that people can like, you can trust this platform. You know what I'm saying? You come over here and watch this content and spend your money. You know what I'm saying? To where people feel like, and also I think too, people want to feel like that, you're not just trying to come up. You know what I'm saying? You're not just trying to come up and make a buck. But you're really serious about the content. You're really passionate about it. And most of the time, that's why I see where people support, Zayan Studios is that, people see that, okay, well, like you really, that's we're really about this. So, and then of course, that's how you just get Baruch and blessed anyway. It's just you really about it. Once you thorough, I mean, the blessings gonna flow. So, I think that we got to have that mind state to not be in it. That was a long, like when I got my feelings hurt, like the first couple of times I got my feelings hurt, you know what I'm saying?
And
About
that's gonna happen in this business too, bro.
yeah, I just had to redirect it, and because like when I was first coming out with content, like I was mad on like the viewership, and the Most High was like, look, man, if that's what you matter about, then you doing it for the wrong reasons anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, be happy on the 5, 10 people that liked it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's, you know what I'm saying? So if you got 5 people and that's your audience, okay, well, rock with those 5 people, man. Give thanks for those 5, and then he increased it. So when I got out that mind state to be like, you know what? I'm not even gonna be worrying about what I don't get. I'm kind of like, focusing on like, oh man, like, okay, this is my tribe that's rocking with me. And then you just see the positive. So um it's just really getting into that and really understanding the psychology of our people, that we've been in this system so long that we only accept things that's been validated by the slave master. You know what I mean? So we gotta understand that, as one person told me, it took 400 years to get in that mind state. So it ain't over. It ain't over
Right,
what,
right.
you know what I'm saying? It ain't over in a couple years. It's gonna take,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
that's
It's gonna
true.
take some years to get up out of there.
That's
So,
true. And in addition to that, too, a lot of our people have been scammed by our own people also.
oh yeah, that's
So
true too.
I
Yeah,
kind of see where you're coming from on that aspect of it, because you got a lot of, I won't name any names, but a lot of so-called pro-black people have been
yeah,
scamming our people. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Whether it be in a financial, entertainment, whatever lane they in, it's a lot of
yeah,
scammers. And then you got
yeah,
hardworking people who are trying to come up and do the right thing. So, I understand. I still think it's a fine line. So, it is
yeah,
what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. It's that's definitely a thing too. Is the scams and things, but it's like one of the things where you can't charge it to everybody. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just and just re up. You know what I mean? And and one of the things I learned too with dealing with content is just, man, people, it's a lot of hurt in the world. It's a lot going on, people suffering, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like how when the Mashiach came and he was healing folks, you know what I'm saying, and taking the burdens off of them, man. And so people wanna people want to feel that with content and everything like that. So I think we offering that to people, people gonna rock with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the beginning, before they before they turned on Mashiach, you know what I'm saying? People was coming in flocks, man, because he had something that they needed. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to keep that in mind that, you know, the Mashiach want to do the same thing through us, you know? So,
Right, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Like with me, my whole thing was I wanted quality more than I wanted so much viewership. And you got to
yeah,
start small and work your way up, man. I found out the
yeah,
hard way. So now
yeah.
let me ask you this. What do you do for funding, my brother? Like, how
For
do you get
fun.
a lot of your projects funded? Do you have business partners or it's all out your own pocket? Or how does that work?
Yeah, it's out of my pocket. And then it's out of my pocket mostly. And really, really, I just look for like partnerships. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody put me on this a long time ago, and I was like, wow, that's a really good way to think. And they were saying thinking about resources instead of money. So, you know, you may have, you know, to get these locations, and you may have all these different things you got to get, but there may be some strategic people that, oh, I know that person, or I can get you in here and this and that. So I when I do films, to, you know, like really thinking about resources instead of like funds. And I know, of course, when I'm thinking of we're talking about features and stuff like that, you know, is that's just money, but that's still resources, and that's still resources. So I think that that's what helps me really get a lot of uh things funded um by the power of the Most High, is really think about resources and relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the relationships that I've had, you know, people have got me into the room and, you know, given me things that did cost $2,000. You know what I'm saying? That I didn't have to pay out my pocket for, but because of the relationship, they was like, you know, kind of the Nehemiah thing. Hey, what you need, I can write it for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing, is to pray. You know, that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? And also along with that, you know, like donations. There's a lot of people that donate. Um, to I used to think about like crowdfunding and stuff like that, but I'm just not a really good. I'm not really not a fan of like crowdfunding. That's just me. Um, I have my reasons that I'm not.
I
I'm
mean, you
not
could
really.
hire people to do it because I think that's going to be the next step for me. I could hire out or outsource a team of marketers to try to help raise the funds, But it's
Yeah,
still a viable way, though.
yeah, it's still a viable way. I mean, if it if it works for people and they're able to like utilize that, I mean, by all means, man, you know, do what, you know, gets it done. You know what I'm saying? That's legal and ethical. You know, so um,
There's also, if I'm not mistaken, I think there's one brother. I forgot his name. I think Nasik, something of that name. It's Nasik Rav. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that brother.
yeah, yeah,
He,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think he also funds independent films also, because
Okay.
that's one of the things we need. We need some Israelite brothers who could get their hands on funding to back our projects, man. Because
Yeah, yeah,
as you
yeah, yeah,
know, it's hard, man. People think it's
yeah.
just turn the camera on and that's it. They don't know about the editing, the audio, the sound design.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It adds up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. And one of the things that it's a lot, man. One of the things that, it sounds backwards, because it's like, well, you know, to do these films, like, you just need a lot of money, you need resources, and just like it always costs something. Like, you know, I'm definitely not trying to up here trying to make it like it's you push a button and like you saying, it's like you push a button and it happens. Um, but one of the things, I just think relationships. I really that's my new thing. Is relationships and favor. You know, is like the new thing, because you can get, you know, um and one of the things too, that's what it was. It's one of the things too, because, you know, we're gonna be starting, you know, Zayan Studios is gonna be just starting to do some bigger projects. And one of my things is, as a business person, I don't want to get into a situation, because I've been in situations where people put money up. And because, and I've had films that I knew people with money that wanted to put money up. But it was the fact that when somebody when somebody is investing, sometimes they have a lot of power. You know what I'm saying? And because they have a lot of power, they want to, you know, say this and say that, and to do this and do that. So I think that we have to have a mentality of like ownership, but ownership under the right uh you know, guidelines, that we not like, oh no, we just ready to somebody to give us money and then take it, versus like, no, I need somebody that wants to, you know, give into this project, that doesn't have some kind of like, you know, some kind of agenda or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I know people like that, man. They give a couple of dollars and now they the expert on directing. You're like, nah,
yeah,
do that, do it like that, do it like. And in a way, it could mess with you, man. Because once you're in
yeah,
that zone, that creative zone, you want nobody bothering you. So I know
yeah,
how it is, my brother. I know exactly how it
exactly,
is.
exactly. So that's one thing I'm always aware of, is to get the right the right scenarios and situations, and leverage your previous work. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what we're doing with Black Wall Street. Every work that you do, you know, you leverage the last thing, and that, because I've seen it. I've seen the Most High use every previous work to open up more doors for the other things. So it's like strategic, you know. So you know, that's on that, you know. So
Okay. Well,
yeah,
listen, man. When Black Wall Street comes out, I'll definitely be supporting that.
I
And we
appreciate
got to
that, man.
talk, behind the scenes on some other stuff also.
Yeah,
Um, Lord willing, hopefully, I know I'm gonna have you in the documentary section of Karagma. We
yes,
we we gonna
sir.
talk about that. You know what I mean? We've been
Yes,
talking about that
yes,
for a minute. We're gonna make that happen.
yes, sir. Yes,
Um,
sir.
where can the people find you at, my brother?
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at Dennis Delemar. And you can find me on you can find me at 𝐤𝐄𝐅𝐷 on Instagram and Facebook also. And the website, you could just Google Dennis Delemar, and website DennisDelemar.com. And those those type of things. So yeah, I'm out there. I'm easy accessible. So just give me a shout, you know.
Definitely, definitely. And I want to tell the people to support this brother, man. The YouTube channel is fire. You see a lot of the brother's previous works. The Awakening. What do you got? You got Jericho's Rose. That goes back. But
Yeah,
my thing is Beautiful Lust. That's crazy. And it's a lot of other stuff you got out there, man, that
man,
it
all
reaches
praise.
our people, you know.
Yeah,
So
yes, all praises, bro.
thank you.
I
Uh,
appreciate you bringing me on here, man, and
no doubt.
look forward to your work too, man, and what the Most High has in store for what you got going.
All praises, all praises. Thank you again, my brother, for coming through.
Most deaf.
All right. Shalom,
All
my
right,
brother.
all right, shalom.